Okay, this is Michael Adams for Stock-Telegraph and CEO Roaster, and I'm still at the Vancouver Resource Investment Conference 2018 in Vancouver, of course. And yeah, it's a new company I'm talking to today, and it's Palamina Corporation, trading on the TSX Venture as PA. And joining me is Andrew Thompson. He's president and CEO of the company. So yeah, let's see what the company is all about. So thanks for taking the time to talk to me. And maybe in a nutshell, yeah, give us kind of the big picture on the company.
So Palamina was a spin-out. We sold our last company to Agnico.
Okay.
We've gone into southeastern Peru looking for orogenic gold deposits. We've staked roughly 70 different areas within. There's 6 main areas, but 60 pieces of ground. We're just starting to see title on them, and effectively we're trying to get a very big position in the belt, something that would appeal to the major companies looking for, and we're trying to fulfill the need of all the major gold companies right now.
Okay, so right now you're in the development stage, or is it still exploration? So how would you describe it?
We're really in acquisition stage. Most of the projects are grassroots.
Okay.
It's in a proven belt. This particular belt had very little infrastructure. There's a lot of new roads that have gone in, and what we're seeing is they all have access now.
Okay.
And so a lot of these things have been ground truth by informal miners, where they're mining down 50 to 100 meters. We believe, with the orogenic belt, that it go down, kilometers. So really, where it gets exciting, it's not been drilled. So these are the sorts of things that appeal to us. The major at Rinconada, for example, there's 30,000 informal workers. So there's this gold rush going on at the base of the mountain range. There's 650 square kilometers of jungle that's disappeared where they're mining. So all the gold in these areas, we think, comes from this orogenic area. So there's further up, there's Pataz, which we believe, I'm told, is about 44 million ounces. This area of infrastructure is opening up, and so that's where our projects are, and that's what we're chasing.
Okay, cool. And you told us about the history of the company. So when did that happen? Since when is the company around?
The company's about 2.5 years old.
Okay.
We have done one financing. The ground was primarily cards for taking, but the big thing really is we're in Peru, where there was a company called Mehr IRL, and that team defined a 4 million ounce deposit in this belt. Okay. And they have 27 years experience. So the first acquisition was that team. So in my opinion, we've shortened our knowledge. We've got the knowledge that we acquired there was probably the most important. And then Peru went through a bit of a downturn like everybody, and a lot of ground that has not been open for a very long period of time came open, and we staked it. So our acquisition cost is very low. So in a time when the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar is quite high, where it's quite expensive to go drilling, we've chosen to do more acquisition to try and grab it, basically an entire orogenic belt.
So yeah, you already mentioned the importance of people. So can you give us the background of yourself and a little bit about the rest of the team?
So previously I had a company called Soltoro as the president of that company. We defined a very significant silver asset in Mexico. We sold that company to Agnico. Don MacGyver, who's my chief geologist, was the chief geologist for a company called Mehr IRL in the Puno Belt. And I hired him, his second in command, and some of that team, quite a few from that team. And so we've saved a lot of time in that they have 27 years experience in the belt. And so that's really the team. In terms of the board of directors, everybody has development experience. We're actually all quite young, so there's a very profound board that have added a lot of market cap. In terms of the people, there's Hugh Aggo, who's VP of Kinross. On my advisory board, I have Jose Vizqueta Benavides, who's his grandfather started Buenaventura, so that gives us some depth in Peru. Buenaventura being one of the largest Peruvian mining companies. Alistair Waddell, he was Greenfields for Kinross. Darren Wagner, who's here, he sold his last company to Lakeshore. He runs Balmoral, but we're all proven in the sense that we've had some real success, and so. This market is a bit sharpshooter, in terms of raising funding, and so we're lucky in that we can make these steps and move forward and do things that more aggressively perhaps than others, and so we've been very aggressive in picking up a significant position. So we have 6 major gold land positions. We've got visible gold on the properties. It's really quite significant, and again, none of it's been drilled, and it's been ground truth by the informal miners to maybe 50 to 100 meters.
Okay, good. Yeah, and let's take a look at 2018. So what are the plans for the company? What are the next steps? What are the catalysts, the milestones you hope to achieve? So in other words, what kind of news flow can the investor expect?
So we have several acquisitions we're working on. I can say that we're completing one as we speak. That will reinforce our base. We do plan on trying to get some drilling done. It's a permitting issue at this stage.
Okay.
We have some very good targets. Two that are very similar to Oyachea, one that I think will probably see some drilling this year. We're adjacent to some fairly significant gold deposits.
Okay.
So from that perspective, we're in the right area with the right people at the right time. I happen to believe that Peru is under-drilled and that this particular belt is quite significant.
Okay. Good. So for now, thank you very much. I think that was a really good first introduction. I urge my viewers to take a look at the website of the company, which is
www.palamina.com, Palamina.com.
And I will link that somewhere around this video. So for now, thank you very much.
Thank you.